Hello and welcome to Universal Man. My name is Mark Queppin. I'm here to help you sharpen your masculine edge. And in this video, we're going to be talking about what the heck this masculine edge actually is and why you should go about sharpening it. Okay, so this is a pretty big and complex topic, and I'm going to do my best to not tangent and try and keep it as straightforward as possible, just to kind of get to the point so that, the guys who have been asking about this topic in particular can just sort of get a feel for what I'm talking about when I say this masculine edge, because maybe at first it sounds a little cheesy or weird, but it's a very real thing that you need to learn how to consciously integrate into your life if you really want to thrive as a man. Basically, your masculine edge is the birthright of your testosterone. As a man, you've got something like 10 to 20 times the amount of testosterone that a woman has, and there's no way around it. That's going to have an impact on your life. So testosterone is associated with being more competitive, more aggressive, more territorial, wanting more status, and obviously wanting more sex. All of this stuff, all that drive, that's an energy source. That's a lot of emotional energy. It's very, very potent. And if you can learn how to align it and make it useful and serve your better interests, well, then that's a huge advantage, right? But if you don't know how to integrate this stuff, then it can end up kind of destroying you. In fact, I think a lot of the reason why we've lost, as a culture, this masculine edge is because of how destructive this masculine energy can, in fact, be. On one hand, I may have even said this before, on one hand, it's like, most of the major resources of civilization, I think, have come from through men using their masculine edge to, drive advances in technology or society and that sort of thing. But then most of the wars and oppression, I would say, have also stemmed from this energy source. You can kind of think of this masculine energy as like a big, huge, massive dog, okay? And this dog represents this primal element of yourself. And if you bring that huge dog into your home, into your life, and it's not well trained, well, it's going to destroy stuff. It's going to make, a huge mess of everything. And the analogy between that and the real world is the guy who is in touch with this energy, but it's not disciplined. And usually he ends up in jail or as just a huge dick, pretty much. So in kind of response to that whole energy that, has led to rape and pillage and that sort of thing, society, it seems right now, has tried to sort of really just cut it out, try to pretend it's not there, kind of just lock the dog out of the house, as it were. But what that's done then is it's left a lot of men very impotent. And this is that basement dwelling video game porn addict kind of guy. He's not been taught how to integrate his sex drive, his combative nature, his drive for status into his daily life, because he's been taught those things are bad. And so what he does then is he's kind of trapped into the funnels, the little runoff drains that society has created for masculinity, which are it's like sports, porn, and video games. These are the only places where these raw masculine energies can really kind of function. So if you don't know how to bring that stuff into your regular life, then that's where it's going to end up. And living from that place is very unsatisfying. I know that because I've been stuck in it for many years, and it's terrible to feel like all of your energy and motivation and just everything is funneled into these like virtual fantasy worlds that have no impact. When you level up your character in your video game, your life doesn't get better. It doesn't get more fulfilling. So the only way, where I want to take you, is to get to the point where you can pursue your life goals. You can pursue that promotion or, that new girlfriend or that whatever with the same energy that you wanted to level up your video game character, or, doing the good things, following your morals and that sort of stuff. It provides you with the same, drive as maybe, looking up hot chicks on the internet. And this is what can actually happen. This can actually happen. I know it because I've experienced it. And what it is, it's a retraining of your emotional system. But if you want to do this, if you want to accomplish this, it's not going to be accomplished with a feminine tool set. So I've studied a ton of self-development, a ton, more than anyone I know personally. Oh, maybe not, but most everyone I know. And there is a decidedly feminine slant to much of the conversation around how do you get yourself to show up as the person that you want to be. And I think it's mostly because we live in a time of, modern feminism and of kind of, trying to stamp out this combative, aggressive, masculine element in our society. And what we're left with then to manage ourselves are these feminine ideas that you can just be more nurturing, more kind, more open, more accepting of yourself. If you can only get more in touch with your feelings, that would just solve all your problems. But here's the thing. If you've got this strong beast, dog, whatever, primal masculine nature inside of you, just becoming more kind and accepting and understanding of it is not going to make it behave. It's going to run right over that weak shit. Now, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a place for this softer stuff. Absolutely, especially if you're in a process of healing from any sorts of childhood wounds and that sort of stuff. There's so much room for all that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to throw out the feminine side of the equation. It plays a major role. But around this specific topic, around learning for a man, how to get his emotions, his self, his life under control, the feminine tool set simply won't do it in a way that'll allow you to thrive. Because technically you can kind of get control of yourself. That's what I did. I got really good at controlling myself and more or less showing up as the person I wanted to be with this feminine tool set. But the problem is you're never going to feel alive doing that. Life is going to feel like a grind. It's going to feel like even if you are doing the things that you want to be doing them, if you're doing them as a woman would, you're going to feel disconnected from your power. And that's what happened with me. I had this, wonderful life. I was doing the work I loved. I was married to the woman I loved. I had all this stuff, but I just felt dead inside because the way that I got control over myself was by squashing my masculinity, by essentially subduing it to the point where it was disconnected. And it was like, I fed that dog inside of me tranquilizers and, kept it doped up all the time. And so it didn't cause any problems. Now, maybe if I explain to you why I use the image of the dog, this will make more sense to you. So the reason I like to use this idea of your primal masculine urges as a dog is because dogs are pack animals. And because of that, they need a hierarchy, okay? They live by the laws of dominance. The top dog, the alpha dog, he's the most dominant, aggressive, usually sometimes the biggest or the toughest one, and all the other dogs follow that one. And if there isn't an alpha, well, the dogs feel unsafe, they feel insecure, and so they will kind of compete with each other until one dog rises to the top, and then that's the leader, and then you got this pecking order, and that's how they, thrive, okay? And so when you've got a dog that's, one that's a pet, okay, a lot of times the reason that you have a poorly behaved pet is because the owner is a weak one. The owner did not take the alpha position. The dog took the alpha position. And when the dog thinks that they're the leader in, a human family, well, that's obviously going to cause some problems. This is essentially what happens when you try to use a feminine tool set to deal with your masculine nature. If you try to just be soft and accepting with this, powerful energy inside of you, if you just give it a treat and congratulate it every time it dumps on the floor or, causes you to get into an unhealthy sexual situation, maybe causes you to get into a fight and be aggressive or pursue status where you don't want to. If you just are soft and understanding with it, well, then that part of yourself will continue to dominate you. Your emotions will essentially dominate you. You will be a victim. You will be a victim to your emotions. So what's the solution here? How can you get this part of you under control, working for you rather than against you? Well, you have to use a masculine tool set, okay? And the masculine tool set is primarily the stuff around combat and honor. It's essentially this whole warrior code thing, and it sounds super cheesy because it's become a cliche. But the reason it's become a cliche is because it's been a part of society for thousands of years, and it's been, the way that we have gotten highly aggressive, dominant, masculine men to essentially kind of get along with the rest of society without tearing everything apart. We've taught them how to direct their combative energy, but then also how to live with honor. That's kind of the positive and negative aspects of what I see as the masculine tool set. It's like you got combat for essentially killing negative things, bad things, putting down evil and corruption. But then you've got the honor aspect where, we have respect and you have order and you honor the higher things over the lower things. So it's, honoring a higher expression of sexuality or masculinity over a lower, baser, less good expression of it. And so as a universal man, the goal is to take all that potent masculine energy to serve and honor those higher things while destroying evil. Plain and simple. In a practical sense, what this means is that your analytic mind, your higher human mind, the cortex part of your brain, it establishes dominance over that primal part of your brain, which kind of includes your limbic system, which is your mammal brain, and your reptile brain, your brainstem kind of stuff. So it's like, and this can happen. Your cortex, your higher part, can override these lower parts. And that takes some practice. It takes willpower. It takes discipline, and there's strategy and nuance and a lot of stuff involved with doing that. You have to, know what you believe in, what is your order of values, and learn how to consistently enforce that kind of stuff. And obviously that's a huge topic, and that's something that I want to talk about more here. And that's what I talk about in my course and all that sort of stuff. But the bottom line is here, if you want to have your tremendous testosterone-driven power work for you rather than against you, you need to use a masculine tool set. And this means that you need to establish, dominance over yourself. This means you can't just be nice. You can't just be understanding. You can't just be compassionate. You can't just be self-aware. You can't just be mindful, okay? Being mindful a lot of times just means that you're going to be more aware of how shitty you're behaving. And so if that's your only thing you've got nothing. You've just got a greater awareness of your own pain. So at some point, you need to decide to flex. You need to flex your willpower. You need to align that, what you do have control over, your higher part of your brain. You need to use that to put down, anything in yourself that you find corrupt, misaligned, evil. And when you learn how to do this, you're going to feel alive. And you're going to feel alive because you're going to be living with all of yourself, your entire hormonal picture. You're not going to have to drug one part of yourself or funnel it off into porn and video games or anything like that. Instead, you're going to be able to live your full life with your full self. And you're going to be able to call on that energy whenever there's a problem, whenever there's a barrier, whenever there's an obstacle, whenever there's something that you need to bust through in order to, get to some goodness on the other side. You're going to be able to summon that energy and make it work for you. This is the number one thing that I want to help men achieve, as well as hopefully construct some kind of framework in which, they can operate in and use this for the good of themselves and the world at large. So that's it. I probably tangented more than I want, but hopefully you found it entertaining and useful. And if you did, make sure you like, subscribe. You go to universalman.com and you sign up for my newsletter, because I want to have control over the way that I can communicate with you guys. I don't necessarily trust social media and YouTube to always, serve our best interest. So go to universalman.com, sign up there. And until next time, stay sharp, everybody. And hope you have a good one.